So your energy was so patient, and you allowed me to move through my entire process, which I so appreciate. And as soon as I get onto the Rainbow Road, basically my energy splits in two, and my guides are all behind me, and they're humming, raising my frequency. And as they're doing this, my body splits in two. It's almost like I become two separate people, but then it keeps uniting back into one body, and then it's the frequency tries to raise and higher, and then it splits in two, and then from the two, a moment later, it turns back into the one energetic body. And so this keeps happening over and over and over. And so I'm not really sure what to make of it at this point. So I move through then a portal, and basically then the one body turns again into two bodies and goes in different paths. So one body goes down like this day path, and the other body goes down the night. So there's two roads, two paths, and one is representative of the morning and the day, and one is representative of the night. And so I'm not sure what's going on still at this point, but I'm getting like day and night, like maybe there's two personalities or two paths, or two very different people within this one being. So still a little bit confused. So as I watch both bodies, the exact same body, walk down these individual paths, then I see the path come together and unite into one path. And what happens when it does is it starts spiraling around, almost like the Kundalini energy, you know how it twists around each other, and is moving towards this big red heart. And so what I'm understanding is that behind us we've got the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus, and for whatever reason, and then uniting to get to the heart. And so I'm starting to understand that there's something going on in the esoteric cosmology, in the first triad, the root, the sacral and solar plexus. I'm understanding that there's some kind of disconnect. There's something that's happening, and I'm now getting drawn into the solar plexus, because this seems to be something between the heart and the lower two. So as then I jump into the heart, and I basically jump right into the middle of the heart, and it takes me down. It's a big tube, and so I'm kind of filled with all this love. And as I'm riding in this tube, which is basically just taking me to the next phase, I'm starting to get lighter and lighter and lighter, and fill with so much air and joy. And as I get spit out the end of this tube, I start flying, and I'm just in so much ecstasy and joy, and just letting the air hit my face, and basically riding with life. And then I smack into the side of your Akashic records. So overtaken by the heart energy that I'm not looking, and I basically am blind to what's happening. And so I take this as another sign of something to come that'll be explained further. And so as I slide down the side of your Akashic records, I find this door, and as I look at the door and wait for it to transform, I see all these spiked, instead of just like a rounded door, wooden door, the frame of the door becomes these spikes, and I see kind of what's going to happen. So it's starting to appear like a sunburst. And so I open the door and I walk through, and basically walk right into what I would perceive as the middle of the sun, like radiant golds and yellows, and just so warm. And I'm again pulled back to the solar plexus chakra. So feeling the energy of this, and I call out to your higher self, because now I need some more direct information, and ask what's going on. And the higher self comes in, and I ask what's for the highest good for you to know at this moment in time. And the higher self basically allows me to get kind of pulled and sucked up into the outer layer of the sun, and I'm just kind of floating in the solar plexus chakra, and I feel very detached. And so I get the message that there's a detachment from some purpose within the solar plexus chakra. And so everything starts to piece together. I'm starting to get visions of, what led me up to this point, and now your higher self is talking to me and saying, at this point, there's a part of you that's not claiming your divinity, and it's within the solar plexus chakra, and they're leading me to understand that basically something about your how your personality is right now, this is the only way I can express the feeling. I almost feel like you're letting somebody or people kind of walk over you basically in a way that you're not claiming your most authentic connection to the divine. Like, there's things that you know that would serve you best in this life, and I feel like you're allowing other people, maybe, or other situations, to take precedent over your journey. And so I feel like there's this, like, so detachment in a spiritual journey is above all what you're looking for, but I feel like you're going about this detachment, or you're not claiming your purpose. You're allowing somebody else to do this in lieu of your own journey. And so I feel like there's this disconnect in the solar plexus chakra where your willpower, and that's what it is, because it's not confidence, and it's not, it's not ego, it's not any of this. It's like willpower. It's almost like you don't have, maybe there's some teaching or training that you've gone too heavy on, and now you're hypo in the solar plexus, where you don't have the willpower, or you're allowing somebody to take this away, and you're succumbing to somebody else's needs or wants more than yours, and lies are a big part, like telling ourselves these little white lies are a big part of the cover up and the mask that happens to make us feel good in the solar plexus chakras. So I almost feel like you've, in a way, told yourself that it's okay to detach from any wants or any self-attained hopes or dreams or achievements. You're almost giving that away because you're detaching in the solar plexus area, and detachment through the solar plexus is not what we're looking for. We're looking for a detached acceptance in the crown chakra. But when we detach in any lower chakras, it can lead to challenges where we're not connecting our channel completely. And so basically I'm getting that there's this part of yourself that you're not claiming, and you're not fully moving into, and you're not and it's not allowing your full destiny, your full alignment to take place. And so then moving back into what I had witnessed the entire trip up to this point, so I'm getting that there's a heart chakra right above the solar plexus, and there's sacral chakra right below. So I feel like your energy, and I'm watching your energy bounce up and down your channel, right? So I feel you've got this connection. You're flowing in a yin flow, and you're flowing in a yang flow, but every time it gets to the solar plexus, so when the heart's going yang from heaven down to earth, and you're coming from the heart chakra into the solar plexus, I feel like that's that flying situation where you're just kind of blinded. You're feeling so good, and you always hold this amazing feeling in your body that when it gets, that basically you're kind of blindsided or blinded, and you don't see what that avenue, that purpose that you're supposed to be following, and it's almost like it kind of smacks you, and it's a little too late. It's like it smacks you, and you wake up and you go, oh yeah, that was a good opportunity, or oh, maybe I should have done that. And then from the yin flow, earth up to heaven, when we go sacral chakra into the solar plexus, I feel like that's where the energy of relationships or something's happening, where it's almost like you have the passion to do something, but almost give it away and allow some other situation or other person or something to impede on your direct connection and your direct alignment to your own divinity. And so from each direction, I feel like there's a resistance in the solar plexus chakra where you're just not reaching out and grabbing exactly what's meant to be yours and what's supposed to be that aligning factor in your own journey. And so basically recommendation is to you need to start claiming what you want, and that's what the direct from the guides and your higher self, what they were telling me is you need to feel comfortable claiming your own divinity and claiming to the universe what you want. You have to wake up every morning and say, I want this and I can have this, or it's not even that, it's I want such and such, and I know I'm worthy of such and such, and this is happening in my life. And then at the end of the night, you confirm that those things are happening to you. So it's claiming this and not feeling like there's something that's wrong in claiming what you want out of life, because in the solar plexus, you need that inspiration, that power to keep the energy moving through the lower 3 chakras in that physical body to get you and propel that energy up through the higher chakras as well and keep that connection going. So that was what they said, and then they also said that to do the solar plexus week-long journey. So I'll post that right under this posting, and I would just recommend doing day 1 on whatever day you start, and then doing part 2 on days 2 through 6, and then part 3 on day 7. So a full week dedicated completely to the solar plexus chakra. Journal everything, write down every want, every hope, every dream that comes up to you, and start to align yourself to these things, because you deserve it. And it's what's going to allow you to hold more light in your own pillar and help to transform, because you hold so much light in your pillar, but there's this breakdown in this core center, and so they want you to hold full pillar of light so that everybody who you're working with, you can just touch that much more powerfully and help them in their own alignment as well. So that's what I was receiving. So with light and love, thank you.